Well, with just one more final to come, and obviously with only one Chinese involvement in today's final, and that was the women's doubles. Having lost that, it means that for a third time over the last 4 Super Series tournaments of the year, the Chinese players will leave without a title. It means that we only have one more final to come, and it's possible if the Japanese pair of Kamura and Sonoda were to take their first ever Super Series title. We, of course, will have the 5 titles going to players from 5 different nations, or the Danes will leave with 2 titles because the other pair in the men's doubles final is Bo and Mogensen. Beaten finalists a year ago, the Danes. But as far as the Super Series standings are concerned, delight for them, because they know by getting to the final that they will overtake Rasmussen and Astrup and qualify for the Super Series finals. Now, of course, the Olympic champions are not on that list, so they get an automatic invitation, which of course means that then there's 3 Chinese pairs in that top list, which means that Li Junwei and Liu Yuchen will have to come off that list. But the important thing for the Danes is that Bo and Mogensen know they've done enough to qualify for the Super Series finals in Dubai. Well, as far as the men's doubles draw is concerned, by quarter-final stage there was more different nations involved in men's doubles than any other discipline here. 7 different nations involved, 2 Malaysians, and we ought to make note of the young Malaysian pair who came through the qualifying, Ong and Teo. But as you can see from semi-final stage, 2 seeds, 4 different nations. It's always very healthy to have 4 different nations involved at semi-final stage. But the final is Bo and Mogensen, last year's beaten finalists, against Kamura and Sonoda. So here come last year's beaten finalists. Mathias Bo and Carsten Mogensen, making only their 3rd appearance here at the Hong Kong Open. For the Japanese pair of Takeshi Kamura and Keigo Sonoda, this their 2nd Super Series tournament final. They were beaten finalists in Singapore earlier this year, lost out in the final to the pair who are now the Olympic champions, Fu Haifeng and Zhang Nan. Takeshi Kamura and Keigo Sonoda trying to become the first players from their country to win any title here at the Hong Kong Open. No Japanese players have ever won a title here. So they've had finalists before, but it's all been female Japanese players who have been in finals. Nozomi Okuhara was in the final of the women's singles for the last 2 years prior to this. And the Olympic champions Matsutomo and Takahashi were beaten finalists in 2014. Takeshi Kamura and Keigo Sonoda. Can they create history today? Well, the last Danish winners of the men's doubles here at the Hong Kong Open, you have to go back 31 years. I was talking about the women's doubles pair. It's been 20 years since the women's doubles pair won the title here in Hong Kong. It's even longer ago for a Danish pair. 31 years ago in 1985, Stine Flabberg and Jesper Halliday won the title. So here is Mathias Bo, 36 years of age. And he and his partner, Carsten Mogensen, spent a total of 62 weeks as world number 1s, but they're number 2 at the moment. Last year in the final, they lost to Lee Yong-dae and Yu Young-sung. And this is their 3rd consecutive Super Series tournament final, because they won the French Open, lost in the final last week in China. So here they are, third consecutive. So as far as their path through to today's final is concerned, that quarterfinal against the qualifiers, the winners of the Bitburger Grand Prix Gold, Ong Yu Sing and Tiao Yi. 3 games needed there, but 2 games in their semi-final against Asan and Saputro. So Keigo Sonoda, 26 years of age, as indeed is his partner. They're currently up 1 place in the world ranking to a career high of 10. Moved up the world rankings on Thursday. And as we saw, they're number 3 from the Super Series standings. Now, what I didn't mention on the Super Series standings, if they were to win today's final, this Japanese pair, they will finish the year as number 1 on the Super Series standings. Beat the number 2 seeds yesterday, Chai Biao and Hong Wei, needed 3 games to do it. And in the second round, they'd beaten qualifiers Lu Kai and Sheng Shiwei, who in their first round had beaten the winners from last week, Gideon and Sulka Moljo. So this, the 5th meeting between these 2 pairs, and of the previous 4, the Danes have won 3 of them, including the last 2. The last one was last week in the quarter-final stage of the China Premier Super Series. 21-14, 21-16 in 47 minutes. And Jianlin Fundal of the Philippines, our umpire for this one. Chris Yip from Hong Kong, the service judge. So can the Danish combination end the 31-year wait for a Danish pair to win this title here in Hong Kong? Unseeded Japanese pair, Takeshi Kamura and Keigo Sonoda. Will the Danes go one better than last year?
Takeshi Kamura and Keigo Sonoda, Japan. And on my left, Carsten, Mogensen and Mathias, Denmark. Mathias to serve to Takeshi Kamura. Love all. Play.
Oh, what a delightful drop shot to start from Carsten Mogensen. A man who earlier this year was fighting for his life after a brain aneurysm. Remarkable recovery. Courageous recovery.
1-all.
Oh, not the best of serves from Keigo Sonoda.
Service over. 2-all.
Keigo Sonoda is a very fidgety sort of a player. Yeah, look, there we go. Little jumps about, doesn't stand still. Has to stand still for the receipt of serve.
Service over. 3-2.
Well, they're fast, and they like to play fast,
4,
the Japanese pair. But then I think the Danes are masters of slowing the pace down, taking the pace out of the rally, mixing up the pace. Yeah, it's good placement of the attack.
Service over. Keigo. Keigo. 4, 5. Mathias.
Yeah, well, even in these early stages, the umpire alert to time wasting.
Five all. Service over. 6, 5.
Yeah, it was the return of serve that was so good, right into the body of Mathias Bo. Well, the first two Super Series of the year were won, the men's doubles discipline were won by unseeded combinations. And that, of course, was the All England, where the Russians Ivanov and Sozonov won, and then the second event in India, Gideon and Sulkamoljol, who were then unseeded. Oh, that's great play from Mathias Bo. That's where he's so good, intercepting at the nets,
6,
pressurising from the front of the court. Well, Kamura and Sonoda trying to become the second men's doubles pair from Japan to win a Super Series title. Hirokatsu Hashimoto and Noriyasu Hirata won the India Super Series in 2011, and also Endo and Hawakawa were in 7 finals but never
service over.
managed to win a title.
7, 8.
So only one Super Series title won in the men's doubles discipline by a Japanese pair.
Service over. 9, 7.
Oh, that's good. That's very, very good from Takeshi Kamura.
7,
Oh, a service error there from Mathias.
11, 8, interval.
Yeah, just practices the serve again before going to coach. Speak to Coach Lazua. Japanese coaches Park Jubong and Rioni Manaki. Yeah, just 8 minutes to get to the mid-game interval. 11-8. Well, their semi-final victory over the number 2 seeds Chai Biao and Hong Wei, Japanese pair, was a 5th consecutive win over that particular Chinese pair. In fact, the win-loss record 5-0 in favour of the Japanese pair against Chai Biao and Hong Wei.
11, 8. Play.
Oh, dear me. Well, just before the mid-game interval, there was a service error from Bo.
11.
There's been a service error from Sonoda.
Service over. 12, 9. Service over. 10, 12.
Well, it's obviously possible for Denmark to win 2 titles here now that they've won the women's doubles. And the last time that Denmark took 2 titles at a Super Series event was the Indonesia Premier Super Series 2 years ago, 2014, when Jan Jorgensen won the men's singles and Joachim Fischer and Christina Pedersen won the mixed doubles. And Denmark has won 3 titles at one particular Super Series tournament twice. Korean Open of 2009 and their home event of 2010.
Service over. 11, 13. Service over.
Just simply too quick at the net there.
14, 11.
Mathias Bo just couldn't get the shuttle past them. Well,
15, 11.
a long hard look back towards the coach after he made that error. Oh, lucky
Service over.
net cord on the return of serve from Carsten Mogensen.
15. Service over. 16, 12.
Look at him fidgeting about again.
Service over. 14, 16.
Good rally. Yeah, lovely play. Well turned around by Carsten Mogensen. That block, then that little push. That's what did the damage. That one there. Coaching very much permitted in between rallies. It's just not during rallies.
Play.
Always pushed it wide.
Service
He
over.
was already under pressure for that.
17, 14.
Incredibly, it's their 44th career final. Boa Mogensen. Just a 9th for the Japanese pair.
Service over. 15, 17. Service over.
Another service error.
15, 15.
That's brilliant defence. Oh, don't believe it. Yeah. Oh, they did remarkably well to stay in the rally for so long. Japanese combination. Yeah, strings had gone in his racket. Sonoda.
Play. Seventeen, 18.
Was challenge here from the Danes,
Challenges.
and the challenge was immediate.
14.
Ooh, goodness me, that's close. No, but they say it's in. Hawkeye says it's in.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. Service over. 19, 17.
So 2-point advantage and 2 points needed for this opening game for Kamura and Sonoda. Park Jurong on the right Former world and Olympic champion. It's clever. Very, very clever. Just took the pace out of it.
18-19.
Well, they are very, very good in pressure situations. They play the big points well, do the Danes. And it's 19 all. Always missed it. I knew there was a big gap across court.
20. Game point, 19.
That overdid it with the backhand. Game point opportunity for Kamura and Sonoda.
Ready?
Opening game to Takeshi Kamura and Keigo Sonoda. 21-19.
Kamura and Keigo Sonoda, 21-19.
21-19 in 20 minutes. Well, I have to say, when these two pairs met each other last week in the quarter-final stage, the Japanese pair had a marathon match the day before, and I think they were a little bit jaded. Well,
20 seconds.
Kamura and Sonoda, if they win today's final, go up 2 places to finish the year as number 1 on the Super Series standings. But they'll definitely go up at least 1 place. They'll go above Gideon and Sukamoljo, even if they lose the final today. So either number 1 or number 2 at the end of the year.
Service over. 1 love.
Oh my goodness.
Service over. Line judge.
Well, the court attendant has been called back because the dive there has left rather more perspiration on the court surface than I think the court attendant had realised. Oh, I don't believe it. Well, Carsten Mogensen had an opportunity to finish off the rally earlier on, and instead of being really committed to the kill, he gave an opportunity to the Japanese pair, and the opportunity has been grabbed with both hands. That, I think, was probably the longest rally of the match at 38 shots. Oh, service fault called. Racket not pointing in a downward direction. First service fault of the match. No, I'm not sure I agree. A moment of impact. Racket's got to be facing in a downward direction, not where the racket head finishes up. Mind you, you see, we have the privilege of seeing it again, don't we? It's awfully tough having to make those split-second decisions, as our match court officials have to do. Good rally again. Yeah, it's point by point, isn't it?
7-6.
Never more than 1 point in it in this second game. Until now.
8-6.
Oh, it's called out.
9-6. Service over.
Well, that will run of 4 straight points.
9.
Oh, brilliant defence.
8-9.
31 minutes we've been in progress now. Which is an indication, as so often in men's doubles, not that many long rallies, although we've had one at 38, one at 30 and one at 28.
Play.
Well, it was a miss hit. But the result was perfect for the Japanese players. Look, came off the frame of the racket. And back level, 9-all. Oh, string's gone.
10-9.
As always, he just releases the tension right the way across the racket by snipping across all the strings. So following a run of 4 straight points for the Danes, now a run of 4 straight points for the Japanese pair. Now what was concerning him? I don't know. Carsten Mogensen was looking across at the Japanese coaches. I don't know what that was for. To the mid-game interval.
11-9.
On a run of 5 straight points, Kamura and Sonoda. The Danes have got some work to do here. love to play at a fast pace.
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Ja, så lige helt op i gear i servesituationen her. Vi mangler lige 10%. Kom så.
Well,
11, 9.
if the Japanese pair do close this out, only the 9th time in Super Series history that all 5 titles going to players from 5 different countries.
Service
And if
over.
they were to do that, it would be the 3rd time this year. So it only happened 6 times over the first 8 years of the Super Series.
Thank you. 10, 11. Play. Service over. 12, 10.
Of course, we're in the 10th year of the Super Series, aren't we? So it would have been only happening 6 times in the first 9 years of the Super Series. Let's push long.
Service over. 11, 12.
Yeah, good return.
Service over. 13, 11.
Good return of serve. Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh! That is sensational play
13, 11.
from Takeshi Kamura. Well, he played a crouch defence early on in the rally. Yeah, we're seeing that final interception of his. He was prior to that. Amazing defence. Look at that. That had gone past him too.
Thank you.
Was that really slow motion? Oh, just proves how quickly he moves.
Carsten, ready? Mathias? Play.
Well, Danes desperately need to do something here if they want to win this, because it looks to me as if the Japanese pair have got a taste of victory. You can smell it. Good serve. Very, very good serve.
17-11.
Well, all this fidgeting, you didn't see it, but I can tell you, Carsten Mogensen, it's irritating him. Yeah, and if he can use
Service over.
his anger and frustration and channel it in the right direction like he did there.
12. 17.
Oh, they still have a hope. Yeah, that was clever. First one was only a half smash from Mathias Bow.
14. 17.
Second one, he used his power and used good angle. Not to mention good placement. Beautiful, beautiful. What a lovely touch.
15. 17.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's the way to counteract the speed and speed of reaction of the Japanese players, because they have been playing so quickly and so effectively so quickly. Just long. And now the deficit just 1 point.
17.
Missed it.
17
Oh.
all.
Tightening up, perhaps. Closeness of their goal causing tension. Yeah, good intersection. Yeah, and Kamura and Sonoda just both turn to the coaches and indicate, yeah, we got to calm down.
18. 17.
Good serve again. 2 points away from creating history. No Japanese players have ever won a title here at the Hong Kong Open in the 34-year history of this event. Oh, that's a good return. Yeah. Very good return.
Service over.
Yeah, look at that.
Thank you.
This is quite obviously such an important point. Who's got the nerve? Well played by the Danes. I said in the opening game, they do play big points extremely well as a general rule. Well, the match point is earned for the Japanese pair.
20. Match point. 19.
Standing on the verge of victory, on the verge of history.
Play.
They've done it. They have done it. History is made. First players from Japan in any discipline to win a title here at the Hong Kong Open. For Kamura and Sonoda, it is a first ever Super Series title when appearing in their second Super Series tournament final. 47 minutes needed for their two-game victory.
Warning for misconduct. Match won by
Their confirmation of the score. Symmetry in the scoreline, 21-19, 21-19.
19.
And they become only the second pair from Japan to ever win a Super Series men's doubles title.
從欣賞嘅角度去睇，最後呢一場男雙嘅決賽應該係今日最激烈、最接近嘅一場。兩局
Well, it also means that for a ninth time in history of the Super Series, all 5 titles are won by players from 5 different nations. Third time it's happened this year, which is really quite extraordinary. Happened at the Malaysian Premier Super Series, happened at the Indonesia Premier Super Series. And now it's happened again here at the Yonex Sunrise Hong Kong Open.
我哋最後呢一個頒獎典禮付出咗全力嘅兩句建議啦，送上你嘅掌聲鼓勵同埋對佢哋表現嘅建議，包括伍家朗為香港成為第一個香港歌唱隊男單冠軍。
The moment of victory, the moment the record books were rewritten. Yeah, coach is happy, players happy. Well, what a great week for Kamura and Sonoda. So the prize presentation for the men's doubles finalists. For the Danes, well, a second consecutive week they've had to settle for second best, having been beaten in the final of the China Premier Super Series a week ago, lost out to Gideon and Sukamuljo.
President of the Hong Kong Badminton Association, 香港羽毛球總會會長湯恩佳博士。Mr. Paul Eric Hoyer, President of Badminton World Federation.
Well, They look reflective, don't they?
Vice President of the Hong Kong
But they've done enough to qualify for the Super Series finals. It's an event they've won 3 times. 3 consecutive times at that. 2010 till 2012. And they'll get another chance to win it again in Dubai next month. Well, for Kamura and Sonoda, they will finish the year ranked number 1 on the Super Series standings. And that means that both the men's and women's doubles have Japanese pairs finishing the year at number 1.
2016, part of the MetLife BWF World Superseries. R1, runner-up, Mathias Carsten Mogensen from Denmark.
So the wait for Danish winners once again of the Hong Kong Open goes on. It will be at least 32 years, because we've got to wait a full year. But history is made as the first ever players from Japan, Kamura and Sonoda, to win a title here at the Hong Kong Open across all 5 disciplines. The president of the BWF, former Olympic champion, Paul Erik Hoyer from Denmark himself, presents the medals. Well, considering the very, very serious illness to Carsten Mogensen at the beginning of the year, they've done remarkably well, but I know that's no consolation to them at the moment. But let's celebrate Carsten Mogensen's recovery, and let's celebrate the wonderful performance this week from Takeshi, Kamura and Keigo, Sonoda. Third time this year an unseeded pair has won a Super Series men's doubles title. First 2 Super Series of the year and the last Super Series of the year.
Next we have Miss Helena Yip to present the prize money. Thank you, Miss Yip. 跟住請金國芳小姐為我哋獻花。Miss Kim Kok Fong will now present the bouquet.
Yeah, Mathias just saying something to his opponents there. That's nice, nice touch.
多謝金小姐。之後我哋請劉家華律師為我哋送贈 MetLife 紀念品。Mr. Lau Kawa will now present MetLife souvenirs.
So the medals, the trophy, the flowers, the check, and of course the prize from the tour's
Thank you.
sponsors,
And I
MetLife.
ask all the honorable guests to be in the center to take a good photo with the winners.
So as they pose for the photographers,
Thank you, all our distinguished guests, for joining us.
chance for us to reflect back
Beautiful Sunday
on
afternoon.
finals day today.
Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause to Mathias Carsten Mogensen and Takeshi, Kamura and Keigo Sonoda.
So 2 first-time winners of titles here. 2 first-time winners of Super Series titles, I should say. Which of course means their first two-time winners of Hong Kong.
咁識貨，冇咗我哋香港球迷嘅熱誠，我哋唔會有一個咁成功美滿嘅香港公開賽。咁希望我哋明年再見嘅時候，會有更加多嘅香港球手打我哋星期日嘅比賽，好唔好啊？好啦，教大家繼續努力。最後一次喺呢度，多謝各位光臨，我哋出年再見，拜拜。
Well, it's a moment they will remember for a very, very long time. Takeshi, Kamura and Keigo, Sonoda. Oh, you've left your trophy behind. Well, two first-time winners of Super Series titles. It came in the men's singles with Long and, of course, in the men's doubles as well. But we all started today with women's singles and a second Super Series title of the year for Tai Su Ying. And, of course, it's a second title here after the one she won 2 years ago in 2014, beating the Olympic silver medalist in the final today in 2 straight games. Then it was a 5th time in the history of the Super Series that we had an all-Indonesian mixed doubles final, and it was the Olympic champions who came out on top against the all-England champions, Ahmad and Nasir, taking the title. A second title in 2 weeks for them. Then it was one of the first-time winners, Long, beating Samir Verma, who had been promoted from the qualifying, and it's a first ever Super Series title for a men's singles player from Hong Kong. Long, what a match he had. 3 tough games before he came through against the talented youngster from India. Then Camilla Rutayul and Christina Pedersen, the European champions and Olympic silver medalists. First time ever they've won 2 Super Series titles in 1 year. And of course their second title here was 20 years after the last Europeans won the women's doubles here at the Hong Kong Open. And as we've just seen in the men's doubles, Kamura and Sonoda, they've won their first Super Series title at their second attempt, having been beaten finalists in Singapore earlier this year. So for the 9th time in history, we have had all 5 titles going to players from 5 different nations. What a lovely way to finish the Super Series year as far as the 12 tournaments are concerned. We, of course, have the Super Series finals next month from Dubai. So from all of us here in Hong Kong, until Dubai, bye for now.